Okay. So in the previous class, we had studied about the different types of inflorescence, correct? And different types of pollinations, etc. So we were held up with this question where the question says that the type of inflorescence which is found in anemophilous plants. Okay, now anemophilous plants are those plants which are having a different type of inflorescence arrangement. Okay, the arrangement of the inflorescence is quite different. Now how different is this arrangement of inflorescence? We will look at it now. Okay, so there are different examples or different options given in the MCQs. Let us look at how exactly the type of inflorescence is present in anemophilous plants. Okay, now, so anemophilous plants, the right answer was compound spike. Okay, so we will look at how compound spike is arranged, how this type of inflorescence is being arranged. Okay, now, so this inflorescence, that is a group of flowers, alva, sun flowers. When they are arranged, we will be looking at in different shapes, alva. Yav tara arrange agide. Based on that, we have given the particular names for it. Okay. See, head means this is the stalk of the flower, and head arrangement ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ at the axis ಅಥವಾ axial point, at one point only many stalks, small stalks will arise and we can see the flowers on it. So this type of arrangement is head. Okay, then umbel shaped again, it is with the no, actually in the head what happens, there are no stalks like this. There is just an area presented and above it will be present like this. Okay, so we will look at it once again. See, in head what happens, the stalk illirutte and stalk has this surface area. Above that only we will find the small inflorescence, that is head. Okay, then umbel shaped, what happens, the previous diagram what I did was on umbel. Okay, umbel and corymb has a slight difference. Iga corymb enagutte, the stalks of the inflorescence or the flowers will be arising like this, but this will be reached up to the same point inge. Okay, so when we look at this, it will be at the same line. Okay na, ee tara irutte the corymb shape. Umbel shaped is like that. At the center point enagutte, ee tara different stalks will arise and will be arranged like this. This is umbel shaped. Okay, corymb shape andre from the stalk, idu different axial point alli the stalks will arise of the flower, but the final, when we look at the alignment, everything will be on the same line. Okay, so at the topmost region hinge arrange agirutte. But in anemophilous flowers ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, we can see compound spike ಅಂದ್ರೆ usually it is like this only. It will be arranged in the stalk, but it is not opposite. See, one is here and one more node is here. Okay, so here the spikelets arrangement we can find. This is compound spikelet arrangement irutte. So anemophilous plants alli we can find this type of inflorescence arrangement. All right, did you got it? Okay, so with that we have understood what is different type of inflorescence arrangement. Okay, now let us move on to the next topic, that is outbreeding devices. Okay, So outbreeding devices. What is the meaning of outbreeding devices now? Outbreeding. Breeding means what? What is the word meaning of the breeding? Breeding andre eno? We know breeding is the fusion, or there is some a fertilization of male and female gamete. Okay, when that takes place, we call it as breeding. Outbreeding. Outbreeding devices. Devices means there are no certain scientific instruments, scientific equipments are not present for the plants. Okay, as we can use all the electronic devices like PC, laptops or other electronic gadgets, correct? But plants as itself has no particular devices, but we call these devices as the kind of adaptations which the plants have taken in order to overcome self-fertilization. Okay, so in this concept of outbreeding devices, we will understand or we will come to a conclusion that how a plant can overcome the self-pollination, because self-pollination in the sense is encouraged to a certain level. Repeated self-pollinations will be really a kind of not a good outcome for the fertilization or the new generation of the plants. Okay, that is why there are so many hindrances created, or there are also so many adaptations which have taken by the plant itself to overcome self-pollination. So how can we define outbreeding devices? Outbreeding devices are those techniques utilized by the plants itself to overcome the self-fertilization or self-pollination. So instead of self-pollination, the plants would take up the cross-pollination, which is the alternate for the self-pollination, right? So now what are those arrangements or different kinds of techniques which have been adapted by the plants? We will let know. Okay. So we know the majority of the plants, flowering plants, are hermaphrodites. What are hermaphrodites? They are bisexual flowers which possess both the male as well as female gametophytes inside a same plant. Correct? So those plants are called as bisexual and also called as hermaphrodite. So these flowers, when they are present, and obviously the pollen grains will go and fall on the same stigma because it is having a nearby gametophyte, correct? Instead of searching or having accidentally cross-pollination, it is having both the gametophyte in itself, then the chances of pollination, self-pollination are more in bisexual flowers. So that is what happening in this hermaphrodite flowers. Okay, so what happens when there is continued self-pollination? If in case the pollination is happening in the same plant itself for generations after generations, we can't expect a healthy plant or a very good yield from a particular plant. Okay, the quality will reduce because of depression. What is inbreeding depression now? Inbreeding is breeding within itself, within the same plant, because it is having both the gametophyte. But that continuously, when it is happening, will lead to inbreeding depression. Okay, what is it called as? Inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression is caused when there is continued self-pollination in the plants. That also is one of the reason for the to overcome the self-pollination and to increase the chances of cross-pollination or to encourage for cross-pollination. Now in that only we will study how differently these plants are being adapted for encouraging the cross-pollination. Okay, not only inbreeding depression is the the effect of self-pollination, continued self-pollination. But other than that, even the seeds produced with the same self-pollination in the next coming generations will be reduced, and also the quality of the the quality plant will be not produced, and also it lead to weakened plants which will have very short lifespan and will get decayed very quickly, and we do not also get required essential elements in the plant which is being produced through the self pollination. Okay, because of all these kinds of drawbacks which is being dealt from the self pollination, so there the plants have been adapted for the cross pollination. The first type is dichogamy. Dichogamy is what? Dichogamy is seen in flowering plants, okay, where the adaptations, or in another term we can call it as contrivances. Contrivances are nothing but the different adaptations which or modifications that plant is taking for encouraging the cross pollination. Okay, so what is that kind of adaptation which has the flower taken? That is discouraging the self-pollination and encouraging the cross-pollination. Okay, so dichogamy is the condition wherein flowering plants have developed devices. So previously we learned that devices are not like a scientific instruments or equipments as in. Okay, it is just an adaptations or the modifications that plant itself has taken for encouraging the cross pollination. So it is discouraging the self pollination and encouraging the cross pollination. All right. Then, so in some of the species, what happens here? The pollen released. Okay, the pollen released and stigma receptivity are not synchronized. So how this kind of adaptation is seen in the flowering plants? In this condition, in dichogamy condition, the synchrony or the compatibility between the male and the female gamete is not seen properly. So that in case will not encourage the process of pollination. So otherwise it should always take the method of cross pollination. Now here the receptivity, when the pollen grains goes on the platform of the stigma, they should receive the pollen grains and they should encourage the pollen tube germination, correct? So all these processes are like hindered or stopped because due to lack of synchrony. There is no synchrony or sync between the male and female gametes. Alright, or the compatibility between the male and female gamete. So these female gametes are not ready to receive the pollen grains from the same plant. Okay, that kind of condition or that kind of outbreeding devices or modifications which has been taken by the specific plants will be called as dichogamy. So dichogamy andre artha aitalva? Dichogamy is a condition where pollen grains when received or released and stigma, okay, when pollen grains are released on the stigma, they are not ready to take up the pollen grains or not allowing the pollen grains to germinate itself. Okay, so the plant species are shown here. Okay, the different plants will take up different kind of adaptations. Okay, what happens here? There are again conditions here. Okay, different type of assumptions being taken here. First thing is the pollen is released before the stigma becomes receptive. Okay, again both the male and female gametophyte should be matured enough to take in part in the process of reproduction, correct? When one is not ready or one is not matured yet, then the process of pollination, we can't expect it, right? So in that condition here, whenever the pollen is released, everything is fine. but still the female gametophyte is not yet ready to become receptive or to receive the pollen grains, correct? So that kind of condition of dichogamy takes place in sunflower. Okay, sunflower plant shows this kind of technique. Okay, or ಇನ್ನೊಂದು alternate condition could also take place, that stigma receptive ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Stigma will be ready, but the pollen grains, release of pollen grains are not seen yet. There is the difference in time of release or difference in time of maturity. So ಈ ಥರ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಆದಾಗ one is ready, one is not ready, then we can't expect the fertilization process. So this stigma receptive ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, but pollen grains release ಆಗಿರಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, that kind of dichogamy is seen in Datura and Solanum plants. Okay, so this is called as protogyny. What is it called as? Protogyny. Protogyny is the condition where the stigma becomes receptive. First, stigma is receptive before the release of pollen grains. Okay, that is protogyny. So examples are Datura and Solanum. ಈಗ protandry ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Protandry ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so easy to remember. See, andrecium, protandry first, andry ಅಂತ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, then the pollen is evident there. I mean the male gametophyte, male gametes are evident. So protandry ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, then easily you can identify that it is respective to the pollen grains released. Pollen grains is active ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಗೈನಿ, ಗೈನಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಗೈನೀಷಿಯಂ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾ ಈಸ್ ರಿಸೆಪ್ಟಿವ್. ನಾವು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ gametophyte, the female gametes are ready, okay, to receive, but pollen grains are not yet released. So simple. So you can differentiate dichogamy into two types as protandry and protogyny. Protandry and protogyny are the two conditions of dichogamy. So again, I repeatedly saying you that the examples are very important, because this chapter is full of examples for each and every types. So remember the examples correctly. So protandry and protogyny you can easily remember. The word itself is given here. Andry andre, okay, pollen is active, pollen is ready anta. Gyny, protogyny anta kotre, gynecium is ready. One more is not ready. That is all. Fine. Then see here you can see protandry condition, protandry and protogyny condition. Protandry enagutte, see, andrecium is ready now. So anthers are already shedding pollen grains, but you can see here stigma close agide. Stigma is not giving that platform for the pollen grains to go and sit above it. So that condition is called as protandry. Aita? So second day enagutte, flower open agutte, but pollen grains ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ already shed on the petals ಅಥವಾ yellow ಒಂದು. Now it is not shedding on the stigma. So even with the day difference also you can see the inhibiting of the self-pollination. Okay. Then protogyny ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾ ರಿಸೆಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾ ಇಸ್ ರೆಡಿ, ಕಮ್ ಆನ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿ pollen grains to go and attach to it. But what we can observe that second day, first day ಎಲ್ಲ anthers ಎಲ್ಲ is like closed. It is not shedding what? It is not shedding pollen grains, but the second day they are dehiscing. Dehiscing means opening or breaking the anthers to shed the pollen grains. So again the difference in day also will not cause self-pollination. Okay, so this is the difference between protandry and protogyny. Next type of outbreeding devices is hercogamy. Hercogamy. What is hercogamy now? First ಏನಾಯಿತು, dichogamy protandry and protogyny. ಅಂದರೆ one of the gametes is ready, another is not ready. Based on that we had learnt about dichogamy. ಈಗ hercogamy ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Hercogamy is the condition where anther and stigma place at different positions. ಈಗ the position matters. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ದಿ ಸಿಂಕ್ರೊನಿ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೀನ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಒಂದು ದಿನ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೆಡಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿ ದ compatibility or also the maturity at the given time. We could see the difference, correct, in release of pollen grains athwa ready of the stigma to become receptive. Okay, but illi en agtide hercogamy alli positions is mattering now. Position is what is the matter. Yenu position, there is difference in the location of both the gametes. Anther and stigma idella, those are placed at different positions. So avage enagutte, that is also becoming one of the hindrance for the pollination. So that enagutte, pollen cannot come in contact with the stigma, guys. Iga eradu, when they are placed at a same alignment or a same space or angle, then it is very ready to for fertilization process, correct? So when it is not ready, what happens? When it is not ready, or when it is placed at different localities or positions, then the chances of fertilization is very much decreased, isn't it? So that kind of condition is seen in hercogamy. Okay, so hercogamy anta held takshana you have to remember the locality, that both the male and female gamete is placed at different positions so that it cannot reach, or the pollen grains cannot reach the stigma. Athwa stigma position yellow irodrinda pollen grains are not going at that place. Okay, so that condition is called as hercogamy, and that condition we will be able to view in these type of plants, that is hibiscus and gloriosa. Hibiscus and gloriosa dalli hercogamy ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. hercogamy ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ, difference in position of the gametes. Okay, then hercogamy examples, hibiscus and gloriosa. Remember the examples. See, ellide idu, this is stigma, this is anther. The pollen grains from here to here is very rare to reach. Okay, here also again there is difference at positions. So both these devices prevent autogamy. ಯಾವ devices? hercogamy and dichogamy. Dichogamy and hercogamy, both devices are preventing autogamy or self pollination. These are preventing. Okay, then
root 3 into root 3. When is the root 3?
heterostyly. Now what is this condition? What is heterostyly? This is the third device of the outbreeding device, correct? Outbreeding devices, first one was dichogamy, second one was hercogamy, and now third one is heterostyly. Heterostyly, style is there, correct? Style ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಹೆಟಿರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಟು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಹೋಮೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೇಮ್, ಹೆಟಿರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಟು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಸ್ಟೈಲಿ, ಸ್ಟೈಲ್, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೈಲ್. ನಾವು ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ different in heights ಅಥವಾ length of the styles of the flowering plants. Avaga that type of outbreeding devices is called as heterostyly. Ivaga if the question is asked for outbreeding devices, then obviously you can expect that there are options or MCQs nimge kodadu related to different types of outbreeding devices. Illa based on the examples you should relate to the correct ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೇ ಥರನೇ ಬರೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಎಸ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ಲಿ in your notebook, the condition and the example. Remember with the different kind of mnemonics which are easily identifiable for you. Each one has different mnemonics. Okay, so ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀರಾ, that is depending on you, how you remember. Okay, so have that kind of tips which will help you for correcting or selecting a correct option. Okay, so in hetero-styly what happens, hetero andre different, styly andre styles. So we can analyze that the styles are at different lengths. Onnondu style onnondu length ide, they are not equal at height, they are differing, heights are differing. So there again we can, here it is only respective to the style. Okay, not complete female gametophyte, only style matra. Okay, style is differing. Of course stigma about it is also, it's differing in the height. So ee tara condition yav plants il nodbodu andre Aldenlandia and Primula and Oxalis. These three are the important species which are having this heterostyly condition. Yavdu Aldenlandia, Primula and Oxalis. Okay, so you can see they are not equal. Few are at the bottom, few are very longer. Again, see, there are many differences in the arrangement of style. Okay, now self-incompatibility. From that time we were discussing about incompatibility or not in synchrony. Correct? So ee tara conditions iddaga obviously it will lead to cross pollination, stopping with the self pollination. Ega self incompatibility is the fourth device. Now what does this say? This is preventing inbreeding, encouraging outbreeding, because it is self sterile. Andre it is not allowing its own male and female gamete to fertilize because it is sterile in function. It is not fertile, it is not mature enough to receive or release the gametes. Okay, so this condition is seen in Abutilon. Okay, Abutilon is the plant which is having self incompatibility kind of outbreeding device. Now dicliny ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Dicliny. So this is again which is respective to the genetic mechanism. Ivaga from that time we were saying that one in dichogamy, one do male gametophyte when it is ready to accept, one more gametophyte is not ready. This is all depending not itself other than nirdhara madakakala. It is based on its genetics, genes. Based on that only it will be acting. It is not acting on its, it does not have any brain, correct? It is all based on the genetic mechanisms. So based on this genetic mechanism, it is preventing the process of self pollination or inbreeding, okay, from fertilizing the ovules by inhibiting pollen germination or pollen tube growth in the pistil. Ade ಆಗ್ತಾರದು. ಇವಾಗ what happens, even the pollen grains are released at a time and stigma is also ready for receptivity. Eradu okay, fine, conditions are ready for the self pollination, but again there is one more hindrance in the stigma where it can receive the pollen grains but it is not allowing for it for the next process. Correct? It is not allowing for the germination process. Germination ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ pollen tube. Okay, so that is the condition which is taking place now. So ಇದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? Due to this condition, it is preventing self pollination and production of unisexual flowers is called as dicliny. Okay, so this device will prevent self pollen, is the production of unisexual flowers. So it is producing Only unisexual flowers. Unisexual flowers andre because it is not allowing the pollen tube germination, of course there is only one male gametophyte which is being developed, so that is why we will call it as unisexual flowers. Okay, then if both male and female flowers are present on the same plant, like in castor athwa maize tagondaga, castor and maize are the plants which are having both the flowers, male and as well as female flowers ಎರಡು on the same plant ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಮೊನೋಯಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಮೊನೋಯಿಷಿಯಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮೊನೋಯಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ವೇರ್ ಬೋತ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ flowers are present on the same plant. So this will prevent autogamy but not geitonogamy. It is preventing autogamy, correct? It cannot prevent geitonogamy, right? So autogamy, it is preventing autogamy when the condition where male and female flowers are present on the same plant, but it is encouraging the geitonogamy process of pollination. All right. So in other species like papaya tagondaga, papaya plant species alli male and female flowers, they are present on different plants, correct? They are not having both the reproductive organs in the same plant, but they are in different plants. Okay na? So aವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, each plant either male or female ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that kind is called as dioecious. Dioecious condition ಅಂದ್ರೆ only one of the reproductive organs are present. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ example papaya, it is a dioecious. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, in this condition both autogamy as well as geitonogamy is prevented. It is not allowing both the types of pollination. So we can assume that autogamy is also not possible or geitonogamy is also not possible in dioecious condition. ಎರಡು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. Of course, these pollination types will occur only when they are at same, correct? So, but in monoecious condition ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, autogamy-ನ it is preventing and geitonogamy-ನ it is encouraging. Okay, obviously in both the types autogamy ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ರೋಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, but geitonogamy ಅಲ್ಲಿ present ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ it is absent. This process is absent. All right. Then now we will move on to pollen pistil interaction. Okay, after the outbreeding devices, different types, different methodologies that the plants are taken up to prevent self-pollination, which is causing them the main effect, that is inbreeding depression, which is causing very low quality of the plants produced in the next generations or the offspring. So that is why it has taken many modifications to not get the low quality plants, right? Now with that we will move on to pollen pistil interaction. Pollen pistil interaction andre eno, pollen is interacting with the pistil or carpel. How is it interacting? We said that even pollen grains release through stigma is receptive also. Pollen grains alli germinate agakke bidta illa anta. Now how well they can interact, what is the interaction process happening, all the concepts we will be learning in this subtopic, that is pollen pistil interaction. Okay, so ಈಗ filiform apparatus. Filiform apparatus ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? That is present on micropylar end, correct? On the synergids, correct? So alli what that does, what is the function of filiform apparatus? We know that it is giving guidance, providing guidance for the entry of pollen tube. Okay, it provides guidance for the entry of the pollen tube. Okay, it is giving the direction for the pollen tube with the nucleus to move inside the egg cell, correct? Egg apparatus. Then these events of the pollen, okay, from the pollen deposition, first ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, first pollen deposit ಆಗಬೇಕು, pollen deposition ಆಗಬೇಕು first on the stigma. Okay, after that only the pollen tube will be entering. Pollen tube ಅಥವಾ germination ಆಗೋದು, and pollen tube germination ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ with the vegetative cell, generative cell, tube nucleus, everything, then it will reach the ovule and reach the egg of the ovule with the help of filiform apparatus. So all these events, right from the entering or release of pollen grains on the stigma and germination of pollen tube and moving towards the ovule and reaching the egg, everything, all these events which are taking place between the stigma and pollen grains are called as pollen pistil interaction. Okay, so this is a interesting process which is taking place between the pistil pollen, that is followed by promoting or inhibiting of the pollen. Now, promoting or inhibiting, allowing or not allowing the pollen to germinate is on the hands of the stigma. Now, stigma is the boss over here, right? Stigma can either allow pollen to germinate or either it could not allow to germinate. Idella, it is having the prominence of the stigma here. Stigma is affecting the promoting or the promotion or inhibition of the pollen grain, right? Now, see, this is the diagrammatic representation of how the pollen grains, when they are accumulating above the stigma, the surface of the stigma, they will try to germinate. See, one of the pollen grain will try to germinate, correct? Germination of the pollen tube, where it is carrying male nucleus in it, correct? And it will reach the ovule, and the filiform apparatus inside the embryo sac will try to provide the guidance for the pollen tube to reach the egg, where it is containing female nucleus. So correct, this is the stigma, stylend, ovary, ovules, micropylar end irutte ikkade, funicles, and this is the tissue which is holding all the different ovules are there, right? This diagram, you have to remember, it is of the pollen pistil interaction, which is indicating both the pollen grain and the stigma and the pollen grain germination, everything. Okay. Then fertilization. Okay, now we will come to a primitive process. The first step is the fertilization, that is fusion of male and female gametes. After pollen grain germinate and is able to successfully reach till the ovule with the, and it is also nearest to the egg. Now it is ready for the process of fertilization. So fertilization both the male and female nucleus should be able to fertilize and form one nucleus, correct? It is zygote. The process is called as fertilization. So first step entry of the pollen tube into an ovule, the first step. Then see, the pollen tube is moving towards the direction of the egg. Pollen tube is moving towards the micropylar end. These are different types of entrance of pollen tube. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನೀವು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪೈಲರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಲಾಸಲ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪೈಲರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ there is 2 pollen tubes germinating. So it depends on different types of plant species. So ಒಂದು micropylar end in the, when one of the pollen tube is entering, then that process is called as sporogamy. Sporogamy. Next, second type al nam nodvi, that is chalazogamy. Yake? Because it is entering through the chalazal end, we call it as chalazogamy. And here 2 types of pollen tube are entering near the opposite end of the micropylar end, that is mesogamy. So these different types of fertilization, entry of pollen tube differs in different kinds of species. So this takes place in variety of species, and it is respective to the difference in species. Ega porogamy is seen in Otalia plantally. Chalazogamy is seen in Casuarina, Mesogamy is seen in Cucurbita family plants. Okay, based on these species, it varies the first step of the fertilization, that is entry of pollen tube into an ovule. Next, entry of pollen tube into embryo sac. ಈಗ ovule ತನಕ reach ಆಗಿದೆ, then it should move inside the embryo sac of the ovule, right? So ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಂದ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್, that is secondary, okay, from which place it is entering. But the tube or the pollen tube enters the embryo sac at micropylar end, that is degenerating synergid cell. Okay, so ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ ಇಂದ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಚಲಾಸಲ್ ಎಂಡಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪೈಲರ್ ಎಂಡಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪೈಲರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, irrespective of the direction of the entrance of the pollen tube, it should finally enter micropylar end. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will degenerate the synergid cells. Okay, we are reading or getting to the point how exactly the pollen pistil interacts and what was the process of fertilization. Okay, so first it will degenerate the synergid cell. The pollen tube in the embryo sac entry aag takshana, how will it degenerate? Because of the chemotropic guidance, that is again from the filiform apparatus, which is secreting chemicals. That is why we will tell us chemotropic. Release of chemicals will direct the pollen tube towards the egg apparatus or the egg cell of the embryo sac. Okay, now then see, this is the diagram where pollen grain is germinating. It is towards the synergid. It is again degenerating the synergid cell. Next, entry of the pollen tube into the embryo sac. First ovule entry ಆಗಬೇಕು, next embryo sac ಗೆ entry ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. You can see in this condition where the nucleus, vegetative nucleus and male nucleus ಎರಡು ಕೂಡ filiform apparatus towards ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Then you can see there is degenerating of the vegetative nucleus. Nucleus of the synergid will be here and pollen tube will discharge towards the egg cell. So male nuclei irutte, secondary nucleus it will be present already, and these are called as X bodies. We will learn in detail, okay, with the next steps. Okay.